Yeah, wrist, man, check the wrist, man, got him hot. Hey, man, can't ball like this, man. Lord, pass the big skin when he stretch a distance. I'm talking a few 100,000 yards, you just on your 5th grand.
Coach, the rain is falling, the fans are soaked, but here's the bottom line. We've got football at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Baltimore Ravens. The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. A first carry now. This is Williams. And right away, he lost the football. And the Bengals grab it. And he is going to bring this back inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. And hopefully for both sides, not a sign of things to come, Charles. This morning, it was so perfect outside, but we knew this weather was coming, and we see the effects of it here early on.
And I wonder if how perfect it was this morning has psychologically fooled everyone. You know, it's almost like even though we were told the weather was coming, and you know the teams knew it as well, then maybe they got fooled and thought, it's going to be okay. And now they're probably a little upset that it's out there.
Because warm-ups were dry.
Oh, well, dry. And now you've got to make the change up, and it's the first quarter. It might take them a little time to settle in on their focus and concentration.
I don't think anyone in the building fooled right there, as that one is going to blow up in their faces. 6 yards in the wrong direction that time. Not only that, but it brings up 4th. So on 4th down, here's Sam Cook to punt it away. Fielded at the 33. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. A very good starting field position for the Bengals here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46.
Check it back.
The former 2nd-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Give him 17 and a Cincinnati 1st down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Mike 3.
Off the play fake. Gordon. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Vic Beasley in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations, because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12.
Hey, Haywood!
Back to throw. Gordon. Trying to find Cup, but it's intercepted. Picked off at the 25. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw, because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
Going to give this time to the tailback. They'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
It's 2nd and 8 at the 39-yard line.
They go play action now. Jackson towards the end zone for Brown. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Read it well, and it's picked. And he'll go down inside the 15 at his own 13-yard line. Well, not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon, intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward, since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school, he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
And a very short pickup there across the 15 to the 16. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up, because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a creek.
Trying to find Cup, but it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Corey Littleton. And they're going to be set up in the red zone at the 15. Second interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question, because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on, his teammates are going to check on it, because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Got him in. It's Brown. First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a first down.
A 7-yard gain. Complete to Marquise Brown.
Jackson from the shotgun, escaping the pressure right. He's going to, and it's 6 points for the Baltimore Ravens.
Well, this was a pass all the way, but he just kept buying time, didn't he? It was kind of like, wait. Oh, it's open. Time to hot-foot it and go. And, boy, was he successful.
Yeah, didn't go to the outside toward the pylon, just straight ahead, middle third of the field.
Shortest distance between 2 points, straight line.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going, and it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit, like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? And maybe you have to be stern with him, but whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Now Joe Mixon, and he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, that he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
That's good for 28 yards.
And the
Hey.
Bengals first down.
Yep.
Ringo.
Hey, let's go.
0-0, Mike 3. Watch the play.
Be driven.
Off play action. Gordon. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Here we go. Key 8.
Hey. High 7.
0-0, Mike 3. Let's go.
Off the play fake. Gordon. He gets this one to Boyd. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Box truck.
3. Mike 3. We ain't giving him nothing today. 0-0, Mike 3. And I'm coming up.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Gordon. And he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow. Jalen Ferguson. What a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. The 20. Why we saw that field goal try a moment ago, I'll never understand. But as a result, this offense, they've got to be pumped. 1st and 10 in striking position already. Now it's Jackson. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Tim Patrick, his 4th touchdown on the year, as the Ravens push further out in front. And this is no good. Missed the PAT, so they fail to connect, and this remains a 13-0 game. This will be taken very short.
And that's the kind of return you're looking for. To get to that spot on the field, that allows you to do a lot of things on offense.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
On 1st down, Gordon. They'll set up the screen here to mix it. No gain on the screen there. It's 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly.
Hey, wahoo!
3, Mike 3. Combo. Gotta do better. Come on, QB, come on. Mike 3.
To throw on 2nd down, Gordon. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
throwing on 3rd and long. Gordon, complete to his tight end Sample. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. Give them 35 yards there on the 3rd down conversion.
Get in.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run pass option. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Cooper Kupp, his 11th touchdown of the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Now the try here for the point after. And that'll make it 13-7.
Makes the score Ravens 13, Bengals 7.
So here comes the kickoff, and what now is just a one-score, 6-point game. This will be taken short. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him, because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Hill. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain. Here's 2nd and 9. Just a yard on that last run. Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. That's caught by the former Sooner, Mark Andrews. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Jesse Bates made the tackle from his safety spot.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Airs it out toward the corner of the end zone. Oh, he almost had it for the pick. A great chance there for the interception in the end zone. Instead, 3rd down. They got to get to the 23 here on 3rd.
I'm letting you know right now, you better bring.
From the gun, Jackson. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty. And it's 4th down. They're going for a receiver there. Already has 1 touchdown in this first half. A second one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored 1, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
After the missed kick, they're in really good position. They'll begin this drive at the 39 now. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and it'll be a 2nd down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. Give him 8 on the play, and that'll make it 3rd and 1. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
They'll run with Mixon. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Big series right here. We got to step it up. Look at me. Zipper. Yes. Combo. Here we go. Watch safety creep. Speed trip.
Back to Mixon on first down. And Duke Riley will get credit for the tackle. Well, we know he's an electric runner. Earlier this half, you were wondering how they were going to bottle him up at different levels. That was your suggestion. Some mixed results.
Yeah, certainly, because we have seen...
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's the guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. To throw is Jackson. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 40. That late in the clock, second quarter, why not just run it a time or two and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may have forced them into saying...
This is caught inside the 15. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Cooper Kupp, as the first half is winding down, as his guys can now take the lead with the extra point. The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And that will give them the lead here as we get on towards halftime. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken at the 3. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on second and less than a yard. Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. That's caught at the 25. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line. So a very tight first half. We had to break in a one-point game. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Bengals drive about to get going. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
The second down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, as it turned out. Couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Looking to throw. Gordon. Man open, it's Kupp. He's got it. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a first down.
I don't care how many times we say it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
But you're going to tell me good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. This quarterback now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Now it's Mixon running right. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Hey! That's me! Hey, Alpha! Mike 3! Ready?
Again, it's Mixon. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. It's a loss of 2. Now 3rd down. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5.
You ain't got nothing. Bravo.
Operating from the gun. Gordon. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off near the 34. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. Oh, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game, go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to shoulder what happened today, and you'll be ready for the next game.
And if he can do that as a rookie, that's a great sign of maturity. The safety, Landon Collins, there to make the tackle.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Let's get that ball, D. Let's get that ball right here. Chill.
Now a handoff looking right. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard, inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
We got 3, fellas. We got 3. He's coming.
And he'll give it here to his running back. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be third down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Let's go. Hey, come on. 50, Mike 50, huh? Big stop, D. Big stop. Let's go.
From the gun on third down, Jackson. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there. That brings up fourth. So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. This from 54 yards away. And this is off the crossbar. Denied a chance to take the lead, but to no avail. Well, he had that one on target. That's half the battle. The other half of the battle, however, is distance.
And he nearly had that, too. But it was the crossbar that said otherwise. And that'll deny him a shot at 3.
Nixon. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. That one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up third down.
On the set. Hey, Charlie. I'm going to run you over. I'm going to run you over. Hey.
To throw on third down. Gordon going up top for Cup. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. And that one results in 35 yards.
I don't think we'll ever get enough of watching one-handed catches, and when they pay off, they are spectacular. But how about the times they don't pay off, and coaches go, two hands still works.
I know, but they go for them so often now that I'm almost starting to take them for granted.
Yeah, that's unbelievable, isn't it? Because these are sensational type plays.
Especially that one with a defender right there. Well, once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Slam. Protein, smell. Go. 3. Let's go, tackle. Let's go. We got this. Yeah.
To throw again. Gordon. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Trey Burton, the one he was looking for. And it's third down.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half.
5, 3, Mike 3. They can't hang with us. Yep. 0, Mike 3. Hey, watch the slant.
Shoot. On third down, Gordon. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. Jalen Ferguson, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this score will stay right where it is. So without making excuses, you have to figure that this rain has had an impact now on both of his missed field goals.
It's one of those situations really difficult to practice for and tough to prepare yourself against. It's just a whole different animal kicking in the rain, and we've really seen him struggle.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it is going to be 15 yards.
Back now in Baltimore. And we've got a dandy here. A 1-point game as we begin the fourth. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Well, when you're leading in the fourth quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise, this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
Now they try the right side here. And able to get about 3 as he's taken down right at the 20. Charles, this one not over, certainly, but you set the magic number earlier in this game at 20 points. Said that they would need to hold them right around that marker under it. What are you seeing here?
Well, that number is still in play because we said, okay, 20 or under gives them a chance to win. Right on pace for being in that range. And guess what? They've got a shot.
3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting third and about 4 to go.
Come on, set. 6-1. Check tight, check tight. Check tight.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will have the first down before he's tackled at the 12. At 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
Nice job there finding room to maneuver, and he worked his way into another first down. And look, they had great field position to start, but boy, they've done a nice job taking advantage of it.
Now they're just hoping to cap it off.
Set, ready. 15 on it. 15 on it. Watch the curl.
Now a first down carry. It's Hill. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Justice Hill, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Ravens have retaken the lead. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
From the gun, it's Jackson. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. Tough there. Good pass. Hit the hands. He just couldn't bring it in.
And every receiver's coach everywhere. Seeing that play, focus, focus, focus. Watch it all the way in and tuck it away.
Let's go. Let's go.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And last time out, another missed field goal, so maybe their confidence wavering a little bit right now in the kicking game.
And I'm with you on that. I think at this stage, they'd love to not run him back out there in a tough situation. But let's face it, they may have to. So right now, the head coach is talking to the offense coordinator and saying, call this game like we're going to put it in the end zone. Let's try and take the field goal out of it.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. And the Bengals on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This will be 3rd and 6. Back to throw. Gordon, and almost intercepted. That would have been his 3rd pick in this game alone. Instead, 4th down. The Bengals bring out their punter now, as he's on a punt for the first time this afternoon. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. 46 yards on the boot. The coverage holds him to just 3 on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level, because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. And now Jackson will look to throw it. Flush to his right. And he can't hang on. He had a good shot there for his third pick of the game. Instead, it's third down. This a very important drive, and that incompletion leads to a very important third down here if they're going to try and get the football back.
Yeah, getting it back, absolutely crucial to their chances to try and win this game. I would expect a lot of pressure here. They can't afford to let them continue to get first downs and eat away at the clock.
Being chased out left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. Third and long, why are you calling play action?
Because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking. But to me, it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they're silly, and that leads to a play action sack.
At their own 17-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now.
A crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And he'll take this back down inside the 20. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. Now, this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to come up well short as they rally up to stop him at about the 16. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively they burn it here with 1:51 left. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And that'll push the lead up to 8. Now, from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. He'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off at the 40. The rookie was trying to push it downfield, but the safety bit him.
And he'll learn that you have to hold the safety. And you do that with your head movement, your eyes, sometimes your shoulders. Hold the safety so that you can get back to the throw that you really want to make. He got so excited thinking his guy was open that he made it easy for the defensive back to go get the football.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2. So they come up on 2nd down, and they can get another run like we just saw. Would likely put an end to this thing. It'll be a gain of 2 on the play, but they'll remain a few inches short here with 3rd down looming. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Only a 1-yard gain, but good enough to just about finish this one off. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now a handoff looking right. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. You'd have to think likely another running play coming here, 2nd and 11. They'll run it now out of the gun. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the first down. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down.
It's 4th down.
And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And that is incomplete. Well, Charles, a 1-score game. Down to the end we went. They had 1 final play in that 1-score game. We all knew what was coming, the Hail Mary. They just couldn't get it done.
Wasn't exactly complicated, was it? We all knew, as you said, and go long and see if we can find someone open. They didn't get it done. Someone's happy. Someone is not.
So for Baltimore, they continue to make their case for the playoffs as they move to 9-3. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Detroit Lions. Meanwhile, for Cincinnati, this could hurt in the race for home field advantage as they drop to 10-2 on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.